Okay, this is the part 2 of the Aristaios Farms, Lori Rizzo's little, my little homestead. Anyways, we're starting out from the barn. We're gonna go back to my main field where I had big dreams of planting out the entire field. I didn't get that far. I pretty much got through a couple of rows and the soil was disced, but I didn't get my tiller up and running, so I couldn't like redo it. So I created what I could. Here's the whole field. I got another deer fly after me, but you can see this is a swing set, which I'm hoping to put together and maybe build some kind of a trellis. So what I've got here is, I kind of did a dual planting. So here you can see I planted a tomato in every little hill. And then I planted some type of either like cucumber or squash. That's a squash. There's a squash. There's a squash. So you can see down here, there's a squash. A lot of zucchini, crookneck, trombosino, lots of different kinds of squashes. And let's see, I've got over here, that's watermelon right there, you can tell. So I've got some watermelons. There's another watermelon type. And you can see here where the tomatoes, some of the tomatoes didn't really come up really well. But all along here, you can see that I've just got that combination. And who knows if it'll work. I just had so many seeds, and I did not winter sow these. I direct sowed these just about 2 weeks ago, right after Memorial Day, because that's when the soil gets warm enough here to really do it. So I pretty much direct sowed them. I think this is really a neat one. This is Sucrine Dewberry squash. I think that's pretty neat looking. This one is Raven zucchini hybrid. And I don't usually grow hybrid squashes, but I obviously did it for that one. And so at the very ends, I was hoping to grow all my big pumpkins so they could grow out into the field. But only a couple of them came up, and I don't know why. But they just didn't come up as well. And then this area here I didn't plant out, but my goal is to try to till it sometime in the next couple weeks and actually dump a bunch of black oil seed sunflowers. But you'll see right along here, if you look, that there's actually a couple of rows of corn that I've planted in between. I'm trying to do no-till. There's a corn. Yeah. It's just a yellow sweet corn. I am trying to do a no-till kind of methodology, but I've still got to get more stuff. As you see, I normally use straw. There was no straw to be had, so I had to use hay, but I'm not having too much of a problem with seeds, so it's not that bad. But it's expensive. It cost me about $60 or $70 just for the mulch. So what my goal is I've got a landscaper that uses part of my land to drop off stuff, and I'm going to try to get him to give me clippings from places he knows don't use Roundup, or anything untoward. So anyway, so that is my that's my field. And back here is the other part of the dog yard that you can see. And You can see this dog yard, I don't, hi, Mead, hi, Queenie. This part of the dog yard, I don't mow. I like them to have like a little field to run in. And so far there haven't been, I've only found a couple ticks on the dogs since I came, and they're treated. Now up here there's a huge Chinese chestnut. And because I found this Chinese chestnut last fall with a bunch of burrs, I decided that I was going to plant more chestnuts, and I'm a member of the American Chestnut Foundation, and so that's why I ordered some American chestnuts, and I also have 2 Chinese chestnuts that I planted, and I'm hoping they'll grow up fairly quickly, because the other chestnut tree doesn't produce viable chestnuts because it doesn't have a pollinator. Out of the entire 200 burrs that I picked off the ground, I only found 1 chestnut. So we're just kind of coming back to the property and back to the back. My next video is going to be the front, and then we'll hopefully be done.